What is up, everybody? My name is Nick, joined once again by my co-host Matt. I'm back. I feel like it's been forever. We haven't met in forever. It's been since last week. Nothing's happened at all this week at all. So,
yeah, you were not conscious for that episode.
One day we're going to have to release the intro to that episode that they had to cut out. One day.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see the intro. Exclusive director's cut of the intro of last week's episode. It was inappropriate. So
it's pretty gross. It's very gross. Also, if you're watching, please like, comment, make sure you're subscribed. We're trying to do this thing. We're getting off Twitter. We want to make it in one location so it's not spammed in our feed and all that jazz. We want to make the Twitter for the clips and stuff, but we want to make YouTube the home. So please tell your friends, share it with your boys, whatever you got to do. Tell your grandma to watch. We appreciate it. Nick, this is your episode basically because you missed the last one.
I was there, I think.
And because college football is all you, because I don't want to.
Why not?
Too much going on. It's my brain's too small. All right.
It is.
It is what it is.
This is big brain stuff. You gotta have big brain to do this.
I'm trying to not show a sponsor here, and if they want to, trying not to show a thing. But all right, you have.
If I casually start clapping, obviously we're betting on 3 games, and they're all running right now, so it is very important. That's where the clapping is coming from.
Yes, he's not clapping for himself or me or you. It's for his own personal game.
Yes.
Well, and yours. You guys all probably bet it anyway.
Yeah.
We have 6 games today. This is airing on Saturday, bright and early. Not a live show. Couldn't do it, but we got the content out for you guys regardless. Nick, you got a couple of right 12 o'clock noon, bright and early games if you're on the East Coast. A couple of late afternoons and a nightcap. So what?
Nightcap. Just a full day. A beautiful day. And I cut it down like I usually do from a large. It was at 13 at one point, just a first glance. Then I cut it down to 9. And then this is the final cut of 6. And even then I had trouble getting to 6. I don't like to do too much because, it's a lot. At the most I'm going to lose or win. I could lose 6 units today.
It's too stressful. You could also gain 6 units. So it's
it
is what it is. But your first one, let's talk about it. You have 2 teams that I've actually heard of before, which is a good thing.
I'm ready to get hurt again. Boom. There it is. I'm ready to get hurt. Last week, I didn't account for defensive touchdowns. My bad. Okay? Those 14 points from Iowa's defense, dumb mistake not accounting for that in the over-under. I have accounted for it this week. And I think the under is the way to go. Michigan is a good defense and a good offense. They got an actual test last week versus Maryland. They failed that test to an extent. They didn't cover. Great teams cover. Good teams win. You know the deal. Meanwhile, Iowa is an absolute train wreck on offense. On defense, they're outstanding. They couldn't be more different. It's just absolutely outstanding, award-winning defense. And
I was at that game.
Yeah,
I was at that game. I will say the one fumble was really bad. The pick 6 was a great play, but the fumble at their own 10, I think they scooped and scored. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I was drinking a little bit, but either way, it was rough. And Rutgers had no offense at all. Michigan probably does a little better than Rutgers. It is what it is, but I agree. This defense from the eye test was outstanding. They were outstanding.
Yeah. And that's how they're going to be. This is where I see it. Michigan's defense good enough so that Iowa doesn't score on offense. I've left room for 7 points on defense. I've left room for it. 42.5. I like the 0.5 as well. It's a good football number. Get right over top of that football number instead of a 41.5. I really think this is a game where, it's 28-6 Michigan, basically. I think it's a low scoring game, try to keep his. I was going to try to run the ball. Michigan is just going to try to score points. I think they'll try to run the ball. I don't know, honestly, because there's no good way to attack this defense. And they have two different styles that they can pick from depending on which quarterback they take, whether they want that dual threat or just a pure pocket passer. They have options on the offensive side of the ball. Nonetheless, I think these defenses are way too good. I think it's a close divisional game where they just try to, smash mouth football, and it's going to be a low scoring game overall to keep that under 42 and a half. Just one unit on this. It is still scary. It's not the highest number, and Michigan could put up a bunch of points. That's my only real concern because Iowa's offense has been atrocious. They've just been so bad. Like I went back, they've almost scored. I mean, the defense is keeping up as far as points to the offense, which is something you never want.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way that should be the case. I actually feel more confident that Iowa would score points when they're on defense. Another horrible thing. Just like how Boise State just scored 4 straight touchdowns to kill the under. Yeah, they scored
What
again.
happened?
Another
Another long run.
Nonetheless, Washington scored as well, so I'll take that. That's why I did 0.5. It was 13-0 at half. Boise State just got 4 straight touchdowns with only 2 minutes into the fourth. I
will say,
I never thought that play was going to win, especially after the halftime, so I'm fine with it.
I will say, when I was a kid, my favorite team was Boise State because I like their field and the blue turf. Fun fact.
I actually didn't like them because of the whole Statue of Liberty. Everybody was like, "Oh, Statue." I actually didn't. It was one of that weird kid that was like, didn't like the story tale, Cinderella stories.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Nick's just out there rooting for bad endings. He's like, fuck your happy endings. But yeah, in this game, it is a Big Ten matchup. Should be gritty, grimy in the trenches. I like it. You do have another pretty good team to bet on. There's a lot of teams, dude. I still don't understand how you do this, but we're gonna move on to Minnesota. Let me know what your thoughts here. Why do you like them minus 11.5? Give me the goods.
All right, Minnesota is the real deal. I love their team. I had questions at the beginning of the year. I'm pulling up my notes right now and doing my best to stall. I think I'm doing a great job. Do you think I'm doing a great job?
I think you're doing a great job because it's also a 12 o'clock game, so you're keeping it nice and tidy.
12 o'clock.
You're giving the early ones out first, which is what you want.
Yeah. No, but they dismantled Michigan State. Absolutely dismantled. 34-7. They're at home again versus Purdue. And the real question is O'Connell playing for Purdue, their starting quarterback, their senior stud, the guy who I've bet against twice this year, and it's worked out once. It hasn't worked out the other time as far as against the spread. The dude is very dangerous, but this defense of Minnesota is absolutely deadly. I think especially if there's no O'Connell, I think this is a clear, easy win. It's a little bit of a concern if he is playing as far as backdoor or something like that, especially with the 11.5 number. But I really like Minnesota to be able to drive the ball, whether it be running or passing, and play great defense and just get a lead and stay ahead in this game at home. Purdue has been kind of a letdown all year. Granted, they've had some struggles in different departments. I mean, they should have won that Syracuse game. They barely beat Florida Atlantic last week, 26-28. Obviously, they were without their quarterback at that time as well. I just really like for Minnesota to get it done big at home versus Purdue. Just to give you
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
You just love the Big Ten.
Nothing fancy. I do like – so there's certain teams that I'll target throughout the year. I did this last year with Northwestern. I bet every team – again, I bet against Northwestern the last 6 games of the year, easy. I bet Georgia's, opponent's team total unders. That was easy last year. And I bet Georgia because, I'm a fan, so still going to do it. There's certain teams I just target throughout the
Yeah.
year that bad defenses, bad offenses, whatever it may be. And another one of those teams is going to be one of our last games coming up, but we'll get to that a little later. Why don't we pop into the next one?
Yeah, I'm gonna put up the thing, but also, going to your point. I mean, that's all it is in sports betting anyway. You find your niche, you find what you like, you find what you want to attack, and if the shoe fits in your scenario and your trend that you've really been taking advantage of, you just keep riding it till the wheels fall off, and then you find a new one. So
Yeah, 100%. I still can't get over the fact that Boise State looked like they were doing nothing and then just scored 28 straight points.
yeah,
That's
I
insane.
really want to say this. I can't help myself. Wake Forest, more like woke Forest, because they're just gonna keep scoring, baby.
Okay. Wake Forest, great offense, okay defense. I expect a shootout here. Wake Forest, let me run you through their 4-game schedule so far. 44 points versus VMI, 45 points versus Vanderbilt, 37 points versus Wake Forest, and 45 points versus Clemson. The lowest scoring was versus Liberty, at which they scored 37 points. I mean, that's still, I mean, that's a huge number. That's halfway there, number one. It's versus Florida State. Matt can't spell, which is fine. They've given up a bunch of points defensively as well. Matt's fixing his mistake. Let's go through Florida State's games. They've scored 37, 24, 35, 44. Both have good offenses overall. Wake Forest's defense is bad. Florida State's defense so far, as I can tell, pretty decent overall, but still can get scored on. You're probably thinking, wow, why are you betting a game near? The Hurricane did not go near there. It's Tallahassee. As of right now, all I see is sunny skies the entire time. So that's something to account for. The Hurricane actually pushed me off the Charlotte game that I was on because I was thinking the over in the Charlotte game. That's going to get all the extra crap. Thanks for finally switching us, Matt. Good job. You're catching everything now. You're a regular stud.
I will say, Nick tells me his plays, and sometimes he forgets the states and stuff because he thinks I'm just aware. This whole college football slate, there's like a million teams. Props to you for doing it, but we're here.
Basically, I love this game to go over. I think there's going to be a bunch of points scored throughout. Both have great offenses, poor defenses. I'm keeping it very bland, and let's just get through this because I'm very tired.
We have our nightcap up next.
We haven't even got to the 3:30 games, so I don't know why you're going to the nightcap.
Well, we could go in the order just that you wanted here.
Next game. Go ahead. Next game.
It's your nightcap.
It's my nightcap. Targeting bad teams. Colorado is a awful team. Awful team. Awful. They're 0-4, and their best performance is when they lost by 28 points. Arizona, not a bad team overall. Good offense this year as far as that's concerned. I mean, they put up a number of good performances. I thought they should have beat Notre Dame, but Notre Dame isn't a bad defense as far as that's concerned, and I don't blame them for losing. I mean, it is what it is. But defensively, Colorado, it just whatever category there is available, they're in the bottom 5. They've averaged 12 points per game this season, of the season high of 17, and they've yet to cross 350 yards in a game. Yeah. Arizona isn't a good team. I mean, a great team, they're a decent team, but Colorado is just that bad. I look for it just to cruise throughout. This was originally 17.5. The fact that I got it 16.5, obviously people betting the other way, but I love the 16.5 number compared to the 17.5 number.
Yeah.
Again, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. You're still covering compared to before. You need a little bit more help. Again, I just look for, it's just Colorado's just really bad. You just, it's hard to describe how bad they are. You just got to kind of watch them. You can look at the box score and kind of get a general idea. but I really like this minus 16.5 at minus 110 currently on FanDuel. It is at home. Arizona taking it big.
Taking it big, taking it chunky. You know where they're you know where they like it big? Probably not. That's Texas. But you know what? You know what's next? I don't know what they do in this state, but you know.
Just say it. My God. Kentucky +7. Currently on DK +7 versus Ole Miss. I mean, let's see. Pull it up. Chris Rodriguez is back. Huge, huge getting him back for the Wildcats. Physical. I thought he was going to go to the draft last year. Physical running back. Wildcats play great defense. They want to run the ball. They have a great offensive line. There's only, excuse me. Their offensive line has been good, especially running the ball. They need to pick it up versus this defensive line of Ole Miss. Sorry, I'm messing everything up. They've allowed 4 sacks per game. That is a question. That is the question. Boom, boom, boom. I'm all messed up. I'm sorry, guys. Messing up my notes. So
you're here. It's all that matters.
no, yeah, it's all good. They haven't been good running the ball. I know that's just exactly the opposite I said. I messed up all my notes completely by just switching around the names. So I apologize. Kentucky, I feel like their running game is going to pick it up with Chris Rodriguez back. They play great defense. He's a physical running back. They're going to try to control the ball and run the ball and run out the clock versus Ole Miss offense, who's obviously still a lot of firepower. The one thing Ole Miss does well is actually they play defense this year. It's really surprising. They rank 6th in points allowed, only allowing 10 points per game. In my opinion, though, I feel like it's going to be a close game. Kentucky's going to try to hold the ball, run the ball, and play great defense. I feel like it's one score game throughout. And at the +7, I love it. I mean, it's at home.
You got a great number.
Great defense. Good number at +7. You're going to see a lot +6.5. If you can get the +7, get the +7. I apologize for this abysmal explanation, but I'm just taking the +7.
I do want you to know that
totally mixed everything up. I was supposed to say, so don't listen to anything I just said.
Nick has been sick all week. He's survived for today. He's had a long week. We're gonna let it slide.
I won't be here tomorrow, guys. Capper Penguin will be here tomorrow. Surprise, surprise. I'm taking today.
Nick's got to put his hands above his chest, go underground, and just lay down for a little bit.
I need a nap.
That's what he needs. But Kentucky +7 is the play. You got a solid team with a great football number. You really can't fault that regardless. So,
yeah. Again, don't listen to any explanation I just said because it's completely backwards. If you switch the teams up, then you got a better idea.
Just look at the big yellow bubble. All you got to do. Look at the big yellow bubble that Nick made. And we're going to go over to the last play with our friends over at the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz friends. Another K-State. The only other – is it the only other K-State? There's only 2 K-States? Kentucky, Kansas?
Kent State?
No, I'm saying like actual states. I think so. Either way, you got Kansas, which are both basketball schools, apparently, that Nick has just – I guess they're good at football now. I don't know.
They are. Just like Duke. I actually guys, I can't bet this. We'll put that on in a second. Okay, Kansas +3. Homecoming at Kansas versus Iowa State. Kansas, a surprisingly good team this year. It's super surprising overall. They just beat Duke, which doesn't, again, another huge surprise team. Doesn't mean much as far as that's concerned. They are 4-0. Who they played? Decent teams. Tennessee Tech, nobody. They beat West Virginia. They beat Houston, and then they beat Duke last week. At home, 4-0, going into homecoming versus Iowa State. I really like this offense to be able to put points on the board. The lowest scoring game was last game versus Duke, which they put up 35 points. Other than that, is 56, 55, and 48 points. This offense can put up points. Their defense has been the problem, which kind of plays into Iowa State because their defense is good and their offense is abysmal. That being said, I like Kansas. I honestly like the money line as well, but let's just take the points, play it easy, and get this homecoming win versus the spread.
You know, the Wizard of Oz, they said, follow the yellow brick road. We have a yellow bubble here that says Kansas, and that's as much of a sign as you're going to get.
Thank you. I'm struggling, honestly, dude. I'm struggling. These explanations are crap. Whatever.
Listen,
sorry, guys.
They know you still put your heart and soul into these, which is all that matters.
I'm betting them, so we'll see.
It's a very good point,
I'm so flabbergasted by – oh, thank God. UTSA scored a touchdown. They're up again, 14 – 44 to 430.
It sounds like the Feds. Like, what is that?
I think UCLA. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm catching up. Boys, I think we just got a safety.
UCLA was at the goal line. I think couldn't score. Then Washington took over and they got a safety.
Oh, wow. Fuck Vandal. It's 9-0 on Vandal, those idiots. Whatever.
Oh, Washington got a safety.
All right, let's move on. If you watch this, you already know what happens, so we'll see.
Listen, that's it. You want me to run through and run it back?
Let's run it back through real quick. Let's try to do a better job this time. Low scoring game, divisional, two great defenses, two bad offenses, one bad offense, really. One awful offense. That makes up for both of them. Minnesota, red hot, at home, versus a Purdue that might be without their star quarterback. Either way, great defense, good offense, cover a big number. Two high scoring offenses versus a bad defense and an okay defense. I look for this to just be an absolute shootout like all of Wake Forest games and some of Florida State's games so far. Arizona minus 16.5 versus one of the worst big Power 5 teams in the NCAA. Colorado. Colorado's awful. They're just really bad.
Boom.
Kentucky +7. Chris Rodriguez is back. Great defense. Offense needs to pick it up, but have one of their star pieces back to help them out. We'll try to control the ball and run the clock. Really keep it within a one possession game, and you get the +7. Hopefully, we get the win. Kansas homecoming at home, obviously, versus a Iowa State team which offense sucks and their defense is good. Kind of plays into Kansas's strengths and weaknesses. Hopefully, a nice close game to where we cover.
Boom.
I'm really okay. And then bonus pick, Duke -2.5 versus UVA. I can't bet this. UVA sucks. UVA sucks. So Duke -2.5.
For you guys who don't know, Nick's wife, diehard Virginia fan or UVA
fan. So that's my bonus play for the day. I'm really debating. I might upgrade this Wake Forest Florida State to 2 units. I really like it on paper. We'll see. I'm not going to force it right now. Let's sit in the morning.
Are you not doing articles this week?
I'm not doing articles this week.
So are you going to post all these? Are any of these podcast exclusive, or are you still going to post them?
The Duke versus UVA is podcast exclusive because I can't bet on it, so I don't feel bad about not putting it out.
Let's go.
Podcast exclusive.
So you got 6 plays and a podcast exclusive. Again, if your grandma's watching, explain to her what that means, and tell your friends. Make sure to like and subscribe, comment, people. Let's have some fun.
Guys, join Matt tomorrow with Capper Penguin going over NFL. I'm honestly sad I won't be able to make it No, I'm not. I'll be sleeping in. Go fuck yourself.
We will have a great episode. Cabra Penguin and I will put on a great show in honor of Nick, who will be again resting. You want to borrow this? It works great. You can.
The thing people send money on.
My
Like shit I
mom,
never thought would sell, but apparently I'm
Santa
just
got
wrong.
me that for Christmas.
Santa's a weirdo, just like you. So, all right, Matt, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on, boys. Best of luck. Bet responsibly. 6 plays plus the podcast exclusive. Good luck to guys, and hopefully we kill it.
Yes, sir. Take care, guys. All right. Peace.